everybody. Hey, this is Phil from Walmart Right Lane Truckin. It is my Monday. It is Tuesday. I am at my first stop. My first stop is a vendor I've never been to before. I always love going to new places. This vendor is called Blue Orange Games. Blue Orange Games is what it's called. And it's kind of like a Melissa and Doug. They do like strategy games and stuff like that for kids. So it's over here in San Leandro, California, and off of 880 and Davis Street. So I exited Davis, made a right, followed it down to Beecher. Well, Beecher's not really marked on the map, or on the street, I should say. So it was kind of guesswork. I kind of did a little bit of work before I left. I kind of knew where it was, but I was looking for a big sign that said Blue Orange Games. Not out there. It's just a big long warehouse. So you can see there's Wally right behind me, and there's the entrance where I came in, right behind me there. So you come in here, and you come in from that direction, right? That's coming in from the street. Now, from here, you just go straight. Well, I got to get this dock where I'm at now. The young lady inside, she told me that there's no turning around down at the end. I talked to a flatbedder. He went in, he turned around fine. But either way, I just backed in, just pulled up just past the docks and just backed in. So I'm here getting ready to go to my next stop. My next stop is over in Tracy, and it's Melissa and Doug. So Melissa and Doug I've been to before. When I was with my previous company, we had an account there and picked up several trailers a day. So I know exactly where it's at now. The trick is knowing where to check in. So it's just finding the right door and checking in and getting your paperwork. So I'm going to get on the road and head off to Melissa and Doug. Wish me well. Hey everyone, I made it to Melissa and Doug. So it was pretty easy. I mean, the system says check in at door 21. Yeah, no, you don't check in at door 21 anymore. It's door 51. So I don't know who I got to reach out to get that changed in the system, but it's definitely not door 21. There's a sign on door 21 that says go to door 51. So it's pretty easy. Just follow, just like any other vendor shipper that you've gone to. Just look for the signs that say driver check-in. Driver check-in. That's where you go. So, like I said, I've been here before. My previous company, we used to pick up from here daily. And right across from here is an Amazon that we also picked up from. And then right around in this general area is actually several vendors we used to pick up from. Costco. Costco e-commerce used to be off Schulte, west of this street here, which is called International now, I think, International Parkway. But Amazon is straight across from where I'm parked, and that is Amazon SJC7. And then Costco, they redid, they tore down some old buildings and just like redid and remodeled their existing warehouse east of International Parkway. And then over the northeast side, pointing that way, is Thermo Fisher. There is FedEx, Medline, Zinus. Those are some of the other clients I used to pick up from over here in this area. So I'm very familiar with this area. It's over in Tracy. So the young lady just came out. She was just checking, I guess, the other truck that came around. But she's waiting on paperwork in order to load me up. So I've got one pallet from that other location. That's all I had, one pallet. I asked them how many pallets I'm going to get out of here. She goes, I don't know. She's got the paperwork right there. I don't understand how she doesn't know how many pallets are right there. But she wouldn't hand me the paperwork. I guess the paperwork has to come from across the building over to where I'm at so they can load me up. So I'm just waiting to be loaded up so I can head on road I am taking this down to SoCal, if I didn't say that earlier. Yes, I'm going to SoCal. So it's the LTL DC. I don't know what else to call it. It's the LTL DC, less than truckload DC down there. I dropped there one night and then overnighted out on the street, and then in the morning got a load straight from there to Red Bluff. So we'll see what happens tonight or tomorrow. It just depends on how long it takes them to load me up, if I'm going to even make it down there tonight. So I made it here by the 1 o'clock check-in time. So we'll see. You know, I was supposed to be here at 1, and I was in the gate at 1. So we'll see. I don't know. But kind of give you an idea. That's behind me is the way in. And then when you come around the other way, it's just dead ends down there. And that's where I used to pick up for my other company. I was down there at the end. That was always a drop and hook. Very easy. Didn't really have to check in with anybody. Just drop and hook and go. But here it's a little bit different. Because they have to do a live load. Anyway, this is Phil from Walmart. I'll check in later. Talk to you. Good evening, everyone. This is Phil from Walmart, Right Lane Truckin, coming at you. It is, wow, it is late. What time is it? 11:20. 11:20. Well, I made it to Southern California. Passed right by the DC. I know somebody else has commented saying, you know, as long as you're on property. But the problem is I got to leave property because I don't have a dispatch for the outbound. And even if I did, I'd still have to leave property. They don't allow overnighting in this DC here. So I would have had to go back out on the city roads. So what I decided to do, since I only had like 10 minutes as I was passing in front of the DC, I went and found a spot so I can overnight and then get up in the morning and deliver the load. So, yeah. Now, if Melissa and Doug would have been on their game, I would have been here hecka early. I had an original ETD set for 21:30 is what I had my ETD set for before I sat at Melissa and Doug for an extended period of time. So, kind of give you an idea, I got to Melissa and Doug on property at 12:58 for a 1300 check-in time. So I was at their window at 1300, went around, and there's special notes in there saying that they are on lunch from 11:30 to 12:30, so that's why the 1300 check-in time. I got there, she said go to any door between 82 and 85. Well, I selected 85 because it was open by itself away from the other guy that was a Schneider guy with a rail container, a Schneider rail container. Okay, so he was there getting loaded, I think. I don't know, he was there for a while, I think. And then another truck showed up and he parked right next to him at door 82. Yeah, because Schneider was at 83, 84 was open, 82 was open, and 85 was open. So I elected, there's 3 doors, 82, 83, 84, and Schneider was right in the middle. So I elected to go to 85, which is just a little bit further down, and it's by itself. I don't know if all the product was over by 82, 83, and 84, and they had to move it from there to 85. But they loaded up the other guy first, which kind of, I saw the lady come out and I'm like, hey, I've been waiting here over an hour now. So right as I was telling her at the hour mark, that was half an hour meal and then half an hour sitting, wait time, they start loading me. It took them an hour and a half to load. An hour and a half to load the trailer. All right, so I lost a lot of time there. And then because I didn't go to a normal DC, I had to stop and get fuel because it was pretty much out of fuel at this point. Not out of fuel, but I think I was down to a quarter of a tank of fuel left in my tanks. So I had to fuel up. I had to take another half an hour meal. And yeah. So it was what it was. Had those things not happened, I would have made it to the DC with plenty of time and been able to drop my load, go outside, park overnight, and conserve some of my time. As it is, I didn't get to conserve any time tonight. So hopefully the next couple nights I conserve a little bit more time. My day, it's not a bad day. I mean, I got a hook in Sacramento. I got the arrive at the first vendor. Then I got the live load. Then I got the stop, which is the same thing as an arrive, at the second vendor. And then a live load there. And then all the mileage. So I got 518 miles today. It's not bad for sitting for 2.5 hours at the vendor. So, yeah. I was only driving for 9 hours and 18 minutes though. So, nice, huh? Alright, so I'm here. What is my safety tip for today? As I see somebody driving without their headlights on. That's not my safety tip though. So, to go along with what I posted earlier today, I was watching a YouTube video. And I want to say, if I heard it correctly, this occurred 2 years ago. The driver was going down he was in Colorado on I-70, and he was going down a grade there. I'm not as familiar with that area. I think it's through the Aspen grade or somewhere through there. And he was just booking it. I mean, booking it like nobody's business. And evidently he didn't have any brakes, couldn't stop. But the main thing about this is he ended up killing, I think it said 4 people. And he was being prosecuted and has been found guilty of negligence, and I don't know what else. I don't have the entire story. He passed 2 runaway truck ramps and didn't use them. 2. Not 1. 2. And it was caught on video of him passing them. I guess a vehicle behind him started videotaping as they, got blown past. They started videotaping. The kid is only 25 years old, facing however long in prison. And some are saying, does he deserve life? Does he deserve, death? Does he deserve 25 years, 30 years? He took his bad decision resulted in the death of 4 people. Somebody commented that, people that are out murdering people don't even spend that much time in jail, life, on involuntary manslaughter or what have you, right? So does he deserve that? But it goes back to what I said earlier. His experience level was not there. I don't know when he started trucking, but he was 25 years old. So he couldn't have been driving very long. And it's a shame that 4 families lost their loved ones because somebody didn't know what they were doing. So what I'm going to say with this is, you need to stay within your abilities and do not drive past your abilities. When I started riding, that was one of the biggest things that they said to us in the riding class. Because when I started riding a motorcycle, I didn't just get on the bike and go. I did it the right way. I took a class. It was 3 nights in class and 3 weekends. Yeah. And it was a rider safety class. And I've taken an advanced rider class to get better. So you got to stay within your abilities. And if your abilities aren't there, then you shouldn't be doing things like that. I just came down the Grapevine. And the Grapevine coming, what is that, south on I-5 is a long downgrade, but it's not, I wouldn't call it steep. Now, going home, if I go that way, that's a steep downgrade. And you have to stay within the speed limits set for it. Now, I saw a lot of people braking, using their brakes, on and off their brakes a lot on the way down, headed south. I barely touched my brakes at all. I just downshifted to a lower gear, used the Jake brake, and stayed, covering the foot brake with my foot just in case I needed to. But really, I didn't even really use it. And I'm not empty. I got a load. It's not a heavy load. It's not a water load. So it's not pushing me heavily down the hill. But it's still a load. And the Jake brake was able to hold it. And I only had it on one. And I didn't have it on the whole time. I only would use one every once in a while when I saw the speed kicking up past where I wanted it to be. So what I'm saying is, you got to stay within your abilities and your experience and skill level. So that will avoid serious injury or even death to yourself or to others. I know, somber mood. But hey, tomorrow's a better day, right? So I'm going to hope tomorrow, I hope they send me east. I hope they send me east. Last time I came here, I got a load and I went straight back to Red Bluff with the trailer. So we'll see where they send me this time, but I'm hoping they send me east. But who knows? wherever they send me is where I go. So, again, this is Phil from Walmart. My driver number 40346, Phil Delk. There's some people that I have been talking to that are starting onboarding soon, so good luck. If you have any questions before you go to onboarding, please ask me. I'll be more than happy to help you with what I can. All right, everyone. Good night. Stay safe.